And just like that, we are back, and week one is a wrap. LiveZone and Mazzi back with you. What's poppin', LiveZone? How you doing?
A weird week one in the NFL. We're going to be talking about some of it, injuries, disappointments, surprises. So let's get into it. What are we talking about first?
All right. We had a football game in Brazil, the Packers and the Eagles. It was a great football game, came down to the wire. Although LiveZone's MVP for the year did get injured, Jordan Love going down on the second to last play of the game, trying to inch his team up there for a Hail Mary pass. He was doing all he could, and it looked like it was going to be a fun game-winning drive to see what happened, but went down there. What do we know about the injury? What happened? What do you think the future for him is with this injury?
So it's clearly a leg injury. It looks like he's going to be out 3 to 6 weeks, unfortunately. Hopefully, it's more on the side of the 3 weeks. Should be back by week 4. Knowing Jordan Love and the way that he loves to play football, he should be back by week 4. But I do want to say that Jordan Love didn't even play a bad game. Jordan Love had 260 yards. He had 2 touchdowns with 1 interception. Listen, at the end of the day, you're going against a huge Philadelphia Eagles team. The team was on a rally. Saquon Barkley had a great game that nobody expected. And then after that, you have Jordan Love coming down the game-winning drive in a bad field. This is the problem with the NFL. When you go to other countries and everything like that, in Brazil and stuff like that, you cannot play a football game on a soccer field. You saw the players slipping, you saw the turf. It was not a great playing site for the players. I'm surprised that only Jordan Love got hurt in the process of it. But now the Green Bay Packers, that should be a playoff contender, are hurting because they're losing their main quarterback for 3 weeks because of a slippery field, right? So I don't know how I feel about it. I do want to say that it was a great game. I enjoyed it. I actually won my bet on it. Um, but at the end of the day, Green Bay is definitely suffering from it.
Yeah, definitely a huge hit to the Green Bay Packers and what they're trying to do over there. Going to be interesting to see how Jordan Love comes back from this, what his mentality is moving forward, how strong he comes back with that. Hopefully, it's not a lingering injury for his career and he can get back to his form. So, do you think that these games that are happening overseas and in different countries that the NFL is inevitably going to keep expanding to other places? They should play it on turf fields, or
Yeah, I think eventually they'll go fully worldwide with the NFL. I really do. It's just a matter of time. With the turf thing, listen, grass has always been better than turf. We saw a lot of injuries happen throughout last year because of the turf. They tried changing the rules, and then after that, they put them in Brazil this year, and Jordan Love got hurt again. It's clear that it's not the rules that is the problem. It's clear that the turf is the problem. They should be going to all grass fields, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, the NFL will be worldwide in the next 5, 10 years.
right? But wasn't this a grass field that they played on?
No,
Oh, this was a turf field.
correct. This was a turf field.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. But we have more to talk about. We have more things to talk about. Of course, we have the disappointments and the surprises of week one. We got a couple here. LiveZone's going to be taking care of the surprises. I'll be taking care of the disappointments. So, LiveZone, give me one of your surprises of week one in the NFL season.
We're going to be talking about them after this as well, but I'm going to take the Patriots defense. They were fast. They recovered very fastly on the players such as Jamar Chase, such as Joe Burrow. The offensive line looked quick. The cornerbacks looked quick. The safeties were on their game. Jamar Chase only had 62 yards for 6 receptions and only 3 receptions for 15 yards against Christian Gonzalez. That's huge. It looks like Christian Gonzalez is going to be that guy that anchors the defensive side for the cornerbacks and safeties in the backfield. And then after that, you also have people like Keon White. You have Bentley there. You have a lot of players on that offensive line that were attacking Joe Burrow in that offensive line in Cincinnati. So Patriots getting the dub. Patriots defense looking good. I'm going to say them as my number one surprise.
Hell yes. We love to hear it in New England. I saw a dude with a Patriots jersey on Monday, and I knew it was because we won. Hell yeah. Gotta love it. Well, I'm going to bring everybody back down to earth and talk about the disappointments from week one. I'm going to start in the Windy City and just summarize it as the Chicago Bears and their week one performance. Okay, Caleb Williams, 93 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Bad way to start it off. Not having turnovers, I can be okay with that. Putting up 7 points on your real offensive side of things in your opening debut with your running back weapons, with your wide receiver weapons, with your coaches, with everything on you, the fans behind you, the whole world talking about you, the second coming of Jesus, and you do 93 total yards of offense. You have the ball for 12 minutes less than your opposing team. You have half as many total yards as them for the game. They beat you in passing yards, rushing yards, total offense, special teams, first downs, conversions, every single category on the stat sheets. The Tennessee Titans had them in, and they were up, I believe it was 21-7 or 24-7, and somehow they served it to the Bears on a platter. But the letdown is the Bears winning the game is not the letdown. 24-17 or something was the final score like that. What it was the Bears' offense and defensive play. If it wasn't for their special teams and Tennessee throwing ill-advised interceptions, the Bears would not have even been remotely close in this game, in game one, after all the high praise going on. I don't know if I'm worrisome in Caleb Williams as a solo individual. I'm worried about the organization of the Bears and them, what they do with their pieces and what they do as an organization and a team. You have everything right there, and yet you're still going to find a way to mess it up. It reminds me of Washington Redskins, Detroit Lions, Curse of the Cowboys, however you want to chop it up. It reminds me of an inevitable thing that's going to happen that nobody has control over. The Bears are going to end up middle of the road, 9-8, end of the year, again, with a great quarterback, great talent, and all these coaches. It's hard to watch. It's frustrating to watch as a fan of the NFL. I want the Bears to be good again. Since Brian Urlacher, dude.
Yeah.
Brian Urlacher.
Yeah. Listen, I do see what you're saying with the Chicago Bears, but Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams, they had a tough first game. I think they'll adjust. I think they'll do better. It's going to take a few weeks for that offense to get going because you have new pieces as well, such as Keenan Allen and such. So you got a lot of things rolling there for Chicago. I wouldn't be focused on week one. It's the first game. You have those nervous outbreaks that Caleb Williams definitely had in the first and second quarter, and Roma Dunze had a fumble. It was a bad fumble. There was a lot of things there. It's their first game. I wouldn't be too worried about it. But I will go into my second surprise, which I don't think anybody would disagree with me on this one. I have the Indianapolis Colts as a collective unit. Anthony Richardson had 212 yards passing for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, as well as 56 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. The kid looks great. He looks healthy. He looks like he definitely worked on a hell of a lot during that season that he got hurt last season. So it looks like he's back. But out of nowhere, they have this wide receiver, Alec Pierce, that had 3 receptions for 125 yards with 1 touchdown, which nobody saw coming in week one. But hey, it's week one of the NFL. You got to expect these type of things to happen, as well as a 29-27 loss. Listen, I get that it's a loss. They're 0-1, understandable. But to get even near the Houston Texans is going to this is going to be a one hell of a division rival. This is going to be the looks of, all right, are we going to see Anthony Richardson go against CJ Stroud in the AFC Championship, or are we going to see Anthony Richardson get into the playoffs and CJ Stroud not, or vice versa? I like both of these teams. I like what I'm seeing from them in week one, and they both look strong to go against a strong Kansas City Chiefs right now.
Yeah, this division matchup is going to be great for years to come. Anthony Richardson off his back foot threw a 63-yard bomb for the TD, placed it in there, couldn't have dropped it any better. And then you got C.J. Stroud, and he hooked up with his guys, Tank Dell. He also got one to Stephon Diggs as well. So, I mean, yeah, Indianapolis looked great. They're going to be a strong team. That division is going to be very strong. I like the pick. I do want to give an honorable shout out on your side of surprises and give it to the 49ers running back who hopped in this week and ran for 140 yards last night on Monday Night Football, which also ties into my disappointment, my second disappointment of the episode, and that's Aaron Rodgers. That's Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. Okay, let's look at some stats. He threw for 1 touchdown yesterday and 1 interception. All right. He was off for a full year. This was a big deal, a big comeback. Everybody just wanted him to finish the game. But truthfully, besides the first drive and about halfway through the first quarter, the Jets are not in this game any longer. Once it hit the second quarter, it was over for the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers just didn't look like a quarterback that could put the team on his back and get it done. The dude hasn't thrown for over 300 yards in over 1,000 days, like regular days. That's about 3 actual years of timing. Tom Brady had 2 400-yard games in that amount of time, and he's retired. Okay? So I don't know if it's coming back from the injury, taking it slow. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers just isn't the Aaron Rodgers anymore. I mean, it's respectable if he's not. He's old now. He's coming off injury. He's coming back. The Jets have a team. Bryce Hall, Garrett Wilson on the side. They have pieces. They should have had a defense that could have kept the Niners to under 30 points, not over 30 points like they were giving up. That the running back that came in for Christian McCaffrey was running all over them, 4th or 5th most in a season opener by a running back ever, all time. But leading it back to the main point is Aaron Rodgers didn't look like a team leader on that. Yes, he's got cool handshakes with everybody on the team, but when it comes to putting the ball in the end zone or making the right plays, not happening for him in week one. I know it was a tough opponent. And again, these are all week one disappointments, so we're not saying these are sustainable disappointments. These are just week one, what's going down. And, for me, it was Aaron Rodgers. That was laid a brick.
And another thing that I do want to say is for your side, I 110% agree with the Jets, which is why I'm going to bring up Mike Williams. Mike Williams was supposed to be limited in time, but he only got 8 plays in the full game and 0 receptions from Aaron Rodgers. That's a huge piece right there that you're missing out on. That could be your number 1 wide receiver that you're not utilizing, right? I get he's coming off of an injury as well, but at the end of the day, if he's ready to go, he should be getting more than 8 plays with 0 receptions. That's number 1. Number 2 is the other thing that I did have for you, because I do agree with the Jets, is I have Kyler Murray missing Marvin Harrison on a wide open touchdown. Clear as day, it shows that Kyler Murray cannot see down the field because of how short he is and going against that defense. Arizona's going to look like a run game all season, which sucks to say. He went to this kid Dortch more than Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison only had 1 reception for 4 yards, which is why I personally think that the Patriots should have picked him. But I would also say that that is a disappointment as well.
Absolutely. There's only more surprises and more disappointments to come in the NFL every week, new things to talk about. We're moving forward. We have to bring it up because nobody saw it coming except this man right here. Patriots beating the Bengals here in a defensive battle. I think they had three field goals on it, 1 touchdown, and we're able to get it done against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. We talked about the defense a little bit, holding the receivers down. What do you think was the biggest key to the success? Obviously, the defense did its job, but do you think the coaching had the team ready to go? Was it a full team effort? Was it offense? Was it kicker? What was it?
So it was definitely number one, the defense. The defense did phenomenal, like I said earlier. As we talked about, Christian Gonzalez looks like that defensive leader that they've been needing for 3 years now that we have not had on the New England Patriots team. So that's number one. Number two is Gerard Mayo and his coaching staff, everything about it. It was perfect to perfection against a Cincinnati Bengals that had a bad offensive line. They attacked Joe Burrow and they made sure they stopped the only receiver in sight, which was Jamar Chase, and they ended up winning the game. Right? So Gerard Mayo getting his first win. Congratulations. Now you just have to go and get 16 more and we'll be happy. And then after that, Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett did not make a lot of bad mistakes the way that I thought he was going to. He looked like a decent quarterback number one for the New England Patriots, which was surprising coming out of the gate for me. I thought he was going to have a lot more mistakes than what he did. He had like 2 bad throws that could have been interceptions, but the Cincinnati Bengals ended up missing. So overall, the Patriots just look good. If they can stop somebody from getting 20 points, and if they can score 21 points a game, they're going to win a lot more games. But we shall see what happens. I have a feeling that the Patriots are going to start 2-0 against the Seahawks next week. I don't think that the Seahawks have enough to get it done, especially when Geno wants a new contract and everything like that. But on the Bengals side, I will say that the Bengals are in trouble, like I said, for 3 weeks now. Burrow, only 164 throwing yards. He had no run game whatsoever from Moss or any of his running backs. Then after that, there wasn't much offense going on. The Patriots were pouncing on that offensive line, and the Cincinnati Bengals defense, it really did lack. If Jacoby Brissett could have thrown 2 touchdowns, that game would have been a blowout. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. But 16-10 against what was said to be a team that wasn't going to win any games. I'm looking at the Bengals and I'm saying I was 110% correct about them. They're in shambles, they're falling apart, and they're not looking good. They're going to start off slow again this season.
Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying about the Patriots defense winning this game, the coaching staff being ready to go. I mean, the punch out at the goal line by the Patriots, the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone ruled not a catch because Duggar had his hand in there. All good things. What I don't see is the Patriots starting 2-0 against Seattle. Seattle and Geno Smith against the Broncos looked very good. I think Geno played a very good game. I don't think the contract negotiations are going to have much to do with that right now. He's just going out there and playing. When it comes to Cincinnati, their struggles have with Joe Burrow and through Joe Burrow's entire career have come in the beginning of the seasons, even when he was at college. Okay, they started 0-1 the year they made it to the AFC Championship. I think they started 1-2 the year that they made it to the Super Bowl. So, I could see these first 3-4 weeks being tough for the Bengals, but it seems that they'll right the ship eventually. I do see the Bengals finishing well ahead of the Patriots. at the end of the year. So yes, they're in shambles right now because they don't know what they're going to get. Jamar Chase seems pissed off in every single interview that he's taking as of right now. And I don't know what that's doing to the team in the locker room, the chemistry, but it doesn't seem like LSU, Joe, and Jamar. I don't know what the dynamic is. There's trouble in paradise. There might even be a separation coming up. They're going to look at each other and they're going to be like, listen, we've been doing this road. Like, I love you as a brother, but like, we both got to do our own careers. And it's respect. I'm sure it'll be mutual. I'm sure they're good boys like that. But when it comes down to it, I do see a separation of this little team coming up here soon. But I don't think your whole season is a wash for Cincinnati. That being said, I do see them losing again next week, but we'll get into that once we get into these picks.
Listen, with the Patriots, I will say the Broncos defense is not the Patriots defense. I will say that for next week going against Seattle. I do think that they'll put up 14, 21 points, but I think this defense is going to stop people from scoring 30 points, unlike last year, and it's going to surprise a lot of people. With the Bengals, listen, they need an offensive line, number one. Number two, they need a second option. They can't just be throwing to Jamar Chase. Hayden Hurst is not that guy, that tight end that you can really afford going to down the stretch in the fourth quarter. T. Higgins needs to come back. Joe Burrow looks like he's washed because of this offensive line.
Look at his hair.
It's all around bad news for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that they could possibly even start off 0-4. But I will say they will have more wins than the Patriots this season from what I'm seeing. But at the end of the day, I still think that both of these teams missed the playoffs.
Interesting. I'm not even concerned about playoffs right now. I can't even think about that. That's way too early.
Listen, Patriots.
And listen, Tito Smith's gonna run all over the Patriots defense next week.
I hope
you realize that.
I don't think so.
Put him over 45 yards.
Okay, that's fine, but he won't be having more than that. They'll stop him. In my eyes, the Patriots defense look like the most locked in defense right now.
Yeah, no, I agree that the defense looks locked in, but your quarterback is only good for maybe one touchdown a game. Maybe.
We shall see. We shall see.
That man should have had at least 2 to 3 touchdowns in that game.
110% correct, but I'm just saying, based off of what we saw this week, just hold on 1 second. Just let it play out.
Listen, you were right last week. I don't think you get it twice in a row. So we're going to have to see. We're going to keep it moving, and we're going to go through next week's slate of games, make some predictions, get a couple, maybe some hot takes in there. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Stay with us. What's up, everybody? It's Mazzi from LiveZone Sports, and I'm here to tell you about Bet Rhythm AI, a betting software to help you choose your next bet and make it be one that cashes in. I got $100, $150 on random prop bets that I don't even know what's going to happen. At least Rhythm AI is going to tell you this is 60%, this is 70%, this is 80%, this is 35% likely to happen. They're going to build a custom model with you based on the bets that you plug in. So then when you turn back into the app, you'll be like, oh, what should I bet on today? They already got it at the top. Like, yo, you should bet on this because you do this. And you should bet on this because you do that. And you're like, yeah, that's a great idea. So what are we going to do? Let's go to Bet Rhythm, download the app, get a free trial, sign up using our code. We'll link it in the bio. I just wrapped that without even knowing. Bet Rhythm AI. That's the way to go. That's what we've been doing. We're constantly winning on there. I never even bet on WNBA before, but I was betting all year long on WNBA, and I was winning all year long. So why am I going to stop when football season comes? I'm not. Use the link in the bio. Sign up. You won't regret it. Let's win some bets. Peace. Guess who just went 4-0 on his last 4 bets? This dude right here. Thanks to East Coast Sports Investors. a proud partner of the show, the Livezone Sports Show podcast. We have partnered with East Coast Sports Investors. They are the best in the business, been doing it for over 10 years, 57% win rating. They're gonna get you to win. Listen, I'm 4-0 on my last 4. I'm like 8 for 10 on my last 10. It's great. I love it. It's awesome. Shout out to East Coast Sports Investors. As always, thank you. Did you miss us? Because we're back to go through week 2 games. Let's get it, Live Zone, all right?
Yes, sir.
We're going to start off Niners Vikings in Minnesota. Also, shout out an honorable mention. Shout out the Vikings for getting a win over the Giants. What's up with that? Week 1. They're going up against the Niners. Do you think it's another dub for Minnesota?
No, not at all. Listen, Sam Darnold starting 12 for 12 is not going to happen against the 49ers. As much as I'm the equivalent to me with the 49ers is Stephen A. Smith to the Cowboys. As much as that's the case for me, I'm still taking the 49ers to go 2-0. They'll fall apart in week 8 though.
Give me Niners, 2-0, Vikings. I love when the Giants lose, so shout out to you guys. Moving down the list, we got Seattle Seahawks visiting our New England Patriots in Gillette. Live Zone, who you go with?
I'm going with the New England Patriots. Their defense is rocking. Gerard Mayo starting 2-0 against 2 good teams. Patriots are going to surprise some people this year. I still see it being a 7-8 win team, but I'm still going to say that the New England Patriots take week 2.
Give me Geno Smith and the visiting Seattle Seahawks to walk into Gillette and get it done. I truly am basing that on the fact that I think Jacoby Brissett will put up a goose egg on the offensive side. And I think that the Pats defense will hold Seattle to about 16 to 18 points. But New England will only get 2 to 3 field goals, which won't be enough to get it done.
Ramondre's going to run all over that defense. But I agree with you on Jacoby's side.
Anyways, we're going to have to see. I'll come on here to my horse when the Patriots lose. And it's going to be mixed feelings because I need the Patriots to win. We got another game. It's the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders, which is goddamn probably the worst one on here. What do we think is going to happen? It's in Washington. Do you think Danny Dimes can get it done, brother?
Absolutely not. Not against this rookie. Jaden Daniels is one hell of a quarterback. I do think that he needs to run a little bit less than what he's doing to stay consistent and to stay healthy. But at the end of the day, I'm going to pick the Commanders to win in week 2. Go up 2-0.
What was that?
Go up 2-0.
2-0. Give me the Commanders as well at home. Danny Dimes. Yeah. What the hell? Lay off the cocaine. All right. We're moving on. We got the Chargers and the Panthers. Do you know that Panthers home game tickets right now, you can get 2 tickets for $1.80? $1.80.
Really?
That's how expensive they are.
Wow.
Yeah. They're literally about to be giving them away for free. I believe there was 100 people at their last home game last year. Chargers, Panthers. Herbert showed up in week 1, got it done for the Chargers. They're 1-0. I see them going 2-0 against the Panthers. I see no hope in the Panthers. It might be worth it to throw 100 every week on the Panthers, so when they hit one game, you get cashed out. But LiveZone, who you got going?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Chargers as well. I don't know with the way that the Panthers played against the Saints, I have no confidence in them now whatsoever. I thought Bryce Young was going to turn it around, but definitely not doing that.
I
So.
was dying laughing when he threw an interception on his first throw of the season. And I said that to you. I was dying.
Yep.
Bryce Young, get out of here, bro. All right, moving down the list, we got Actually, a decent game here, I think, after week one, unless Derek Carr threw everything he had at the wall. Saints Cowboys in Dallas.
It's the Dallas Cowboys, and it's not because of offense. It's going to be a shit show for the offensive side. It's going to be because of the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Interesting. Saints on their high horse going into the game. Cowboys are going to be in their high horse going into the game because of Cleveland. Give me the Saints to sneak this one out in Dallas over the Cowboys for an early season upset so that Dallas can kind of. I think it'd be good for Dallas to lose this game so they can have a wake up call. Be like, listen, just because you put up 40 last week doesn't mean it's going to happen again this week. Get ready because it's going to be a long season. Give me the Cowboys to lose to the Saints. Moving forward, we got another nice little matchup here. Indianapolis Colts going up against the Green Bay Packers. The the loveless Packers. LiveZone. Do you got the Colts going in there and getting the dub?
I 110% do. Without Jordan Love there, the backup quarterback, Malik, he's not the guy at all. He's not that great of a quarterback in my eyes. I have Indianapolis going through and winning by like 20 points.
I don't know if it's going to be that big of a win, but I definitely have the Colts as well in this one. This is a game though that I'm going to stay away on betting. I don't really know what what to expect.
That's crazy. I would be taking the rushing yards on Anthony Richardson.
In the rushing yards. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know. I think when it goes into those games, the teams overlook the team.
Maybe.
You don't have your starting quarterback. This should be easy, and then boom, they're all ready to play, and then they're playing up to their level, and it's an even game.
We shall see, I guess.
Got to see it. All right, moving forward, we got the Deshaun Watson Browns visiting the Trevor Lawrence Jags. Trevor Lawrence seems to lose every close game in the NFL, just like he lost another one against Miami, up 17-3 and blows the lead. Who do you got in this matchup, Browns or Jags?
The Jaguars, it's not even going to be a close game. It's really not. Deshaun Watson is not the guy for Cleveland. If they had a different quarterback in that system, I would be saying differently. But until they remove Deshaun Watson from the field, I'm going with the Jags all day.
Give me the Jags as well against the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson and Danny Dimes might be the two worst quarterbacks in the NFL. There's a good debate there on who we should pick as the worst.
And Mac.
What?
And Mac Jones, but we won't get into
Yeah, but we're talking about starters.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mac Jones is not a starter. Moving down the list, we have the New York Jets visiting the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis.
I'm going with the Jets here. It was a bad week one. They're gonna adjust. Garrett Wilson's gonna be fine. Brees Hall's gonna get more rushing yards. Sauce Gardner's gonna be more of a factor on the defense against a very bad Will Levis. I'm gonna be taking the Jets here.
I'm taking the Jets too. I think the Chicago Bears offense was just that bad, and that's why the Titans were even in that game. But the Titans obviously find a way to lose to the Bears. The Jets, I think, can find less ways to lose with Aaron Rodgers and win that one. Sneaky good game next. Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Detroit Lions. Baker Mayfield coming off a hell of a week, putting up some points out there for Tampa. Lions coming off a hell of a week, getting the win over Matt Stafford and the Rams. Kyle picked that one correctly. LiveZone picked that one incorrectly, just for the record. LiveZone, who you got? Bucks, Lions.
I'm going with the Lions here. I do think that this is going to be one of the closer games this week. Baker Mayfield is playing out of his mind just like he was last year. But at the end of the day, I just don't think he has enough to go against the Detroit Lions offense. So I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions here.
I'm going to keep riding with you on this one. Give me the Lions over the Bucks. I do think it's going to be a close game. I think Baker is cooking for the Bucks. Just don't know if they have all the pieces, the longevity, the sustainability to do it. Baker's hit or miss, might be on for a few weeks, then he gets that lull, and then it's 50-50 ball for the rest of the year. So give me the Lions in that matchup. Raiders, Ravens next. Think the Raiders might be looking at putting the second year guy O'Connell back in to start because I don't know what we saw in week one from the Raiders QB play against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I'm going Lamar, especially after losing to Kansas City week one. Who you got?
I'm going with Likely and Lamar. I'm going with the Ravens to win this one. I just don't see a lot happening on the Raiders field other than the tight end play. Brock Bowers looks great, but other than that, I just don't think that they have enough to go against the Ravens offense or defense, to be honest.
For sure. Agreed. Moving forward, Rams, Cardinals in Arizona. Kyler, Stafford. Could be a sneaky upset here. What are you thinking?
I'm taking the Cardinals. I think that they're going to adjust. I think Marvin Harrison's going to have a very good game against the Rams. I don't know why they only targeted him once for 4 yards last game, but I think that's going to change this game. If not, I could see why the Rams win this game. But until I see the gameplay, I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Absolutely. I like the pick of the Cardinals, but I just don't have any faith in Kyler Murray making the right decision come at the end of the game. So give me the Rams over the Cardinals.
It's fair.
We got 4 games left to pick. Moving down the list, Bengals Chief and Joe Burrow against Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow does have Patrick Mahomes' number. He's the only quarterback in these young guns who has a winning record against Patrick Mahomes. Who you got?
I'm going to take the no, I'm just kidding. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs all day. You already know how I feel about Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to fall to Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce probably going to have a big game this week because he didn't have one last week. Expect a lot from Rashee Rice as well because he seems to be their number one receiver, even though it should be Xavier Worthy. But that's a whole different discussion for another time. But I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep, double down. Give me the Chiefs. Mahomes, Kelsey, all day. I'm loving Worthy out of the backfield. That dude is fast. All right. Steelers, Broncos. Russell Wilson going to Denver
Is
with
it
the
Russell?
Steelers.
Is it Russell though? Here's the thing: with Russell Wilson not playing week one, I don't think he's going to start week two either. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got Justin Fields having a big day.
Tomlin said, ask him on Tuesday who's the starter. Well, it's Tuesday and we still don't know. Broncos, I hate it. Bo Nix, Bo sucks.
Go
Um,
picks.
Give me Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. I don't care. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, the run all over the Broncos.
TJ Watt got screwed out of a fumble and a sack last week. That will not happen against the Broncos this week.
Yep. He's getting it. Nice game. Nice game coming up here. Bears, Texans.
I'm
Woo! That might be the game of the week.
It might be. It might be. I don't know. We got based off of what I saw from Chicago Bears, it looks like they're not going to get it together until week 5, week 6. Because of that reason, I think it's still CJ Stroud year to lose. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans to go up 2-0.
Hot take. Give me the Chicago Bears on the road going to Texas. I think Caleb Williams got something to prove in week 2. He was happy with the win. He didn't do anything to do it, to get it done. I think CJ Stroud being the rookie from last year that everybody looks at as, wow, he was the best. He wants to go in there and prove something. It's going to be on national TV. It's going to be on prime time. God damn. Give me Caleb Williams, Romeo Tuesday, DJ Moore, and the Chicago Bears to beat the Texans in a great game. I think it might like 32-29 type game. Like 34, 38, 34 type game. A great, wonky game. Finally, we got the Birds playing the Birds. The Falcons are visiting the Eagles on Monday night in LiveZone. What do you think?
This is a tough decision. Listen, I saw the way Kirk Cousins played last week. He didn't look that great. The
50-50
Eagles
ball!
the Eagles looked phenomenal with Saquon. I don't think Saquon will have that same type of game this week, but I think he will have at least one touchdown. They're going all in with that run game in Philadelphia, and I'm not against it because it opens up people like Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I'm taking the Eagles here. The offense is just too overpowered.
I'm going to roll the dice on this one. Give me the Atlanta Falcons to get it done. Kirk Cousins off 1 week, on the next. 50-50 ball his whole career. Let me see him get 3 TDs and throw for like 90% completion rate. Yeah, watch out. Kirk Cousins coming in week 2. A game that doesn't matter at all. Kirk Cousins is going to show up and ball. You know? That's
We
how
shall
it works.
see.
Give me
We
the
shall see.
Falcons over the Eagles on Monday night. Lock it in. I'm putting a 16 parlay together. Give me Bears, Falcons, Chiefs, Rams, Lions, Jets.
Okay. All right. We shall see
Lock
what
it in.
we shall see what happens, I guess. We shall see what happens.
We're just going to have to rock with it. You know, that's another episode here. The Extra Point, Livezone and Mazzi, hanging out with you. Thanks for coming and chilling. We're going to be posting videos, more stuff throughout the week. We're active on the socials. We're growing on YouTube every day. We appreciate each and every one of you that comes, chills, leaves comments, shares, talks with us, hits us up, tells us we suck, whatever. We love it all. We love it all. Live Zone. What do they got to do?
As always, stay tuned.